Today we are going to look at the poem called Valentine by Carol Ann Duffy. My name is Miss Clark and I'm going to walk you through this poem, which I love and I hope you enjoy as well. Now this is what we're going to do. I would like you to have your green poetry anthology to hand with your exercise book or your own notebook if you haven't brought it home. Your own notebook. I want you to listen to this video with me once completely and then go back over again, pause, take your notes. There's a lot to say about this poem, an awful lot to say, and about this poet. So you're going to need to write some extra notes, not just annotate your actual poem. Let's go. Valentine, written by Carol Ann Duffy in the 90s, not very long ago. So she's a contemporary poet. She's currently 64. She's alive. She was the very first female poet laureate. Poet laureate is an honorary position. It is top prize for poets in this country. You hold this award for 10 years. And it dates way back to the 1600s. And she's a bit of a trailblazer, which means she does things first. She was the first woman, first Scottish woman poet, and the first LGBTQ poet to hold the position. She's a lesbian, and she often writes from a feminist perspective, which we're going to see in her work. She says herself, I like to use simple words in a complicated way. So we're going to find that you will understand everything that she says, which is nice, but there will be some complex ideas that we need to get around. She likes to break conventions, things that people think normal, things that are expected of us as women and men. And she questions those. And her writing often combines tenderness and softness. She often takes the form of a monologue. So it will be written in the first person, and we might assume that is a character role for herself. She wrote Valentine, commissioned to write it for Radio 4 for Valentine's Day. She was commissioned to write a love poem, and she came up with this rather complicated but realistic view of love, not perhaps what Radio 4 listeners are expecting. She rejects commercialism when everything is just about the profit, when it becomes about money. Valentine's Day is not necessarily about expressing your love for someone, it's about stuff. I'm sharing images of those things that are tired, that people believe, that people use, that may not be true. Said about it at Valentine's Day, so we always think of the title of the poem. Title, first line, last line. Really, let's think about the title. Valentine. What would you expect on Valentine's Day? You know that series is completely covered with everything red, coffee, sweet. You'd expect roses. You'd expect satin hearts, chocolates, teddy bears. That's what do these images suggest about? I've made a few suggestions there. The love is pretty and soft and romantic, beautiful, sweet, kind. But love's not always like that, is it? Love can actually feel a bit complicated sometimes, painful. People get mean, they get bitter, they all feel very intense. We know that. So let me ask you for a moment, if you had to come up with an image that suggested maybe the darker side of love, maybe the more complicated side of love, what kind of image would you use? What kind of picture would you want to paint in someone's mind? Which fruit would you choose as a metaphor for the dark aspect of love? You want to get across all bitterness, perhaps, that can happen sometimes. What would you choose? I'd choose lemon. Right, let's have a look at the poem. I'm going to read it together. You can see the bit already in the page. It's not structured. It's very irregular. There's long sentences, short sentences, one-word sentences. It doesn't look like a structured poem, and that's going to connect to the content. Because this poem rejects all sorts of traditional things. Let's read it through. Valentine. Not a rose or a satin. I give you an onion. It's a moon wrapped in brown paper. It promises light, like their undressing of love. Here, it will blind you with tears like a lover. It will make your reflection wobbling photograph. Try to be truthful. Not a cute card or a kissogram. I give you an onion. Its fierce kiss will stay on your lips, possessive and faithful as we are, as long as we are. Take it. Its platinum lips shrink to a wedding ring if you like. Lethal. Its scent will cling to your fingers, cling to you. There's lots going on in this poem there. Begin. What if I gave you an onion? Valentine's Day. I give you an onion. An onion. What would you say? I'm expecting roses. That's some sacco. I give you an onion. That's the metaphor that extends right the way across this poem. So we need to understand it really well. There's so much that we can say. Why did Duffy choose the image of an onion to represent? Let's have a think about it. And if we can crack this metaphor, then not the whole poem, you understood it. How is an onion synonymous with love? It's associated with, how has she managed to see it, this humble vegetable with the idea of love? Not a red rose, not a red heart. She's gone for an onion. It's humble, it's mundane, it's dull, it's not attractive, and it's not pretty. It's saying something that actually love is all the time very attractive and pretty. The onion is an absolute everyday necessity. You need it if you want to cook Italian, if you want to cook Indian, you want any good cooking, you start there. And maybe that's what she's saying about love, that it's that fundamental to life necessity. That connects nicely with your Barrett Brown. It's got a bitter taste when it's uncooked and raw. We know that it's bitter, but it's essential to depth and flavour to food. Maybe it's intense. Maybe love can be really intense at times. It's ready to make you cry. It's going to make you cry. We know that when it causes pain. So the pain. It has a pungent smell, and the smell will cling to you. It can, that suggests overwhelming times. Of course, we've got the layers. It's multi-layered. That suggests that love is complicated. This is a pretty good metaphor. Right, let's take it bit by bit. I've unpicked it in 4 slides here. Just walk through this with me. You can go back to it and make some notes. Valentine, we always think about the title. It's not Valentine's Day, it's Valentine. She's asking her loved one for Valentine. Be my Valentine. This is a noun, this is who she's talking to, so it's direct address. It's intimate, it's personal. And it becomes almost a conversation. We have a one-sided conversation. We can just watch her partner is thinking through the poem. So it's direct message. And she kicks off with not to red rose or a salmon heart. It's an immediate rejection of traditional commercialized gifts. And we start off with negative. I give you an onion. That's a lovely quote. An onion which appears to be mundane, humble, or dull. In a sense, but we take note of all of the other things, all the other attributes. So you unwrap it as well, but it's wrapped in brown paper. That's lovely. That's a positive. So many associations of femininity, into lunar cycle, romance, beauty, light. But there's also a sense that it's distant, and it's dark, and it comes at night. We can link up to the mysterious walks and beauty like night. Is it obtainable? Promise light. It's conceit, and so protect promises light. That guarantees light with the care dressing of love. So we've got a suggestion that potentially there's a lot of joy, beauty, and pleasure with this kind of love that she's offering, like peeling away the skin of the onion. And there's obviously a sexual experience there. So there's tenderness at the beginning of this book. Here, she says, here. It's a command. It's a she's directly addressing her lover. If you've handed an onion instead of one of roses, you might be a little reticent to accept. And her lover might be, she's like, come on. But we start to move here, don't we? It's not quite tender, not quite beautiful, moving into, again, you're hit there with hearty. It's going to blind with tears. Like, it's just sadly, we remember love is blind. So grief hearty will make your walling grief. Walling has a sense of being unstable. It's grief is pain. And I thought about this photo. Why would you say photo? Like it's a snapshot of your life, that moment. That there would be even a sense of permanence to this grief. You sadness. I'm sure poetry throws up question answers. It's up to you to decide what it means to you. And here's the side of the conversation. I'm trying to. It's blunt. She's trying to persuade this lover. She's trying to explain herself. I'm just trying to be truthful. This is the kind of love I'm offering you. Not a cute order, a kiss to ground. It's kind of an old-fashioned thing where if you want to be your love, you make somebody to come into their office or their place of work and sing a song and give a kiss. It's a bit arrogant and it's actually, she's not offering anything cute. No mix, no surprise, nothing sweet. Sort of that Duffy is looking here and repeating, I give you. This is what's insisting on it. She's emphasizing it. Now we start to get a career. Fierce kiss. Fierce kiss. Is it right? Could it be hurtful? Is it passionate as well? No. Passion kiss say on your lips. Possessive and faithful. Getting into some negativity. And this is entering one. As we are, for as long as we are, would suggest we're together. There's passion, there's going to be possessiveness, there's going to be intensity, but we're not going to get forever, let's face it. So this is the rejection of the convention of that love lasts forever. You're with one person all your life, the one that actually probably more realistically temporary. Take it, right? We're getting pretty full now. Especially take it. Very clear reticent. Take what I'm offering you. Its platinum lips will shrink to wedding ring. So we've seen that they stand for the onion. And I slice through an onion, you know, you've got rings, and that will shrink to a wedding ring if you like. If you suggest me that speaker is not that about getting married. If you want to get married, if you like, fine, get married. Marriage is a priority for the speaker. And we finish with see how punchy they are. These are one sentence, deadly, violent. It signifies the ending of the reduction. It's sent with your fingers, the danger here. Repetitive contrasting. So you cling to your life. This is how passion turns into blessedness, turns into desperation, potentially something a bit dangerous. Obsessive, healthy. Perhaps passion, but at what cost? Let's everything in there. Clear your life. Okay. we're going to take the shape of this poem, we're going to look at 3 line 4. We've got 3, 4 lines. So as you can see, first person is intimate, person is us. And there is a sense that we are almost overhearing a conversation with her. We can decode everything by response. You know, say, you're taken. I'm trying to be truthful. So we're getting a sense of tolerance as maybe, or rehearsing a conversation, trying to convince part what she's offering. You can say it's restricted, it's irregular, over a range of types. They're terse, they're blunt, sharp. I've recognized the meaning. One sentence is one stanza, not cute color, crystal kiss of the ground, and lines. Punctuation is forced. Because of that, there's no run. It's uncontrolled, it's unstructured, it's spontaneous, it's natural. So what's the effect of all that? Point in identifying structure without saying next to me. So if using things she can, the way it looks on the page, she knows everything that will link to the message she's trying to get, which is she's rejecting everything. Any restrictive convention. I love really very messy, temporary, demanding, intense, complicated, and change. Tone, as we've got this movement, begins honestly, tenderness, develops then into this relief, cause pain, and ending then up session. Again, moving through this lovely metaphor and like peeling away the layers of night. The more you get those, some perhaps that passion can turn obsessive. So it's a bit of love. Finish off with this something feels saying I've highlighted red, fierce, possessed, lethal, cling knife. The contrast from the satin part to the knife at the end. First and last. There she is. Valentine, Duffy. I hope you've enjoyed that. Talk to you soon. Take care.